Hey, what's up everyone on YouTube and Twitter? So since the last video, Bitcoin has seen some volatility. It ended up breaking back down and retesting this support, but has since seen a bounce. And on this wick, it ended up going down as low as 89.1K approximately before bouncing. But now Bitcoin is back above the 10 SMA, and this is significant for Bitcoin. Typically, when Bitcoin is above the 10 SMA, it has some strength. When it's below it, it has weakness. So seeing it reclaim this after this breakdown is a very good sign to start. And now it needs to get through the 43 SMA and then ultimately get back above this high from about a week ago, which sits at around approximately 102.8K. If Bitcoin can clear this level, it will probably make a push back up to these all-time highs. This could be treated as a double bottom structure potentially. This previous high would be treated as the neckline for this double bottom structure. Now, as we move along into 2025 for Bitcoin, I do believe the April timeframe could serve as a temporary top for Bitcoin. It's mostly based on history. If you go back to the 2013 cycle, the first top occurred in April, and then ultimately the final cycle top occurred in November. And then if you go to the 2021 cycle, the first top occurred in April, and then had second top in November. So 2 out of the 3 cycles in the cycle top year, we saw a top both in April and in November. So that would give us about a 66% chance that this would play out again. And obviously nothing is guaranteed, but if 2 out of the 3 cycles played out this way, I would say it slightly favors that is going to be the same result for this cycle. And in the previous 4 years, going back to 2021, Bitcoin has seen a top in April before eventually rolling over. If you go back to April of 2021, this was the top, it rolled over. April of 2022, this was the top right here, ended up rolling over. April of 2023 found its top right here before rolling over for a few months. And then April of last year, 2024, found its top in April before rolling over all the way until August. So I do think that the April timeframe is likely or favorably going to be some sort of temporary top. But with that said, this leaves Bitcoin a lot of time to make a move much higher than what the high was back in December. It has the rest of January, all of February, all of March to make a move much higher. And interestingly enough, if you use the bars pattern on TradingView and overlay what Bitcoin did in 2023 into 2024 over what it has done over the past year, it almost is playing out identically. It just looks very similar, in which we had this long consolidation before breaking out of it and then consolidating again. We did this last year right over in this area. We had this consolidation in January of last year. We ended up having this mini breakdown before breaking back upward like we did the other day and then continuing up to new local highs. So if I put this overlay and just look at this would approximately give us a target of around 150K in April. And I'm not sure if it will play out identically or if it will play out at all, but it is interesting. It has been following this. And as you guys know, a lot of my TA has been just using the past to look to the future, and it has been pretty accurate for the most part. So this could definitely end up coming into play, this $150,000 target. And now if I take a look at Ethereum, Ethereum appears to be creating a potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. It has this left shoulder right here, head, and then a potential right shoulder forming. And on this recent crash the other day, this wick almost came back down to where this left shoulder was created. So this could eventually turn into a inverse head and shoulders pattern. And if you were to measure the target for Ethereum for this, it would give Ethereum an approximate target of $6,000. And now lastly, if we look at Bitcoin dominance made its local top back in November and has since been consolidating. And if you look at this on the weekly time frame, it ended up breaking below the support, coming back down to this support down here back in December, finding a bounce, and then starting to roll over, but then has since found another bounce and tested this breakdown once again. But if you look on the daily time frame, this appears to be some sort of consolidation for Bitcoin dominance, where it's starting to squeeze. So we are going to probably get the result of this very soon. And by January 26th, we should know whether this ends up breaking upward or downward. This is when the consolidation really comes to an end. So we will see this ends up coming back up. Maybe it makes a new local high, or maybe it has a double top up here. Or if this ends up breaking down and coming back down to the support area, which would ultimately unlock pretty much the alt run if this were to break down, if Bitcoin dominance were to lose this support, which would mean the altcoin market would start to see a major push as well as Bitcoin. Typically, when Bitcoin dominance is dropping, the price of Bitcoin is pumping and the alts are also pumping. So this is the most bullish times for this entire market when Bitcoin dominance has its breakdown. So if you enjoyed this video, I do have a Patreon, which can be found in my YouTube description as well as my Twitter bio. I do frequent video updates there as well as the Patreon chat. I answer all questions. So I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's see what happens with Bitcoin going into Q1.